Hi, I'm Sarah Mathis. My business is Colours of Northern Ireland on Etsy, and I want to show you how, as of January the 1st, 2019, I will be mailing all my products in compostable, recyclable paper packaging. This is the box that I'm now going to show you how I put together. Right, this is my largest box. Now, this box measures 12 by 9 by 6, and I'm just going to show how I put one of these boxes together, and then I'm going to talk about postage sizes and costs. So there is my box. Right, this is my gum tape. I bought off eBay. It's £9.85 for 2 rolls. Now this is already a partially used roll. Okay, so that's £9.85 for 400 meters, which equates to 1,312 feet. Right, this is how I would do a box. It doesn't take very long. Nothing too scientific here. One thing is, keep your tape away from your water. If you splash water on your roll of tape, the whole lot will weld together, because on this gummed tape is gum, if you can see that. And if you put water on that, it becomes very, very sticky, and you don't want your whole roll to be welded together. So I keep a bowl here with a sponge in it, and it's got lots of water on there, so that there is now a wet piece of tape, putting it halfway across. Now I always put a second piece across the bottom for strength. So I have that across there. I like to do my ends as well. Keep a cloth or something to wipe your hands on, because whenever you're touching this tape, you want to have dry hands when you go back. So that's going across there like that. Then I snip in here, just at the top here. Hopefully you can see that. That there then gets folded down, and that one goes over the top. You can see how quickly this stuff dries. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. Turn it around for you to see. You can see I'm snipping that up on the top, not in the corner. The reason for that is because I like to fold that in. It just makes a better corner of it, and then this one goes down over the top, all right? So that is now finished, and it's not wet, it's dry, it's finished, it's stuck. You could make these boxes up ahead of time if you wanted to, but you can actually do it quite quickly like that. I seal the top in the same way. The difference with the top is I'm just going to put that together with a piece of self-adhesive tape, and the reason I do that is because here's some wool that I have, and obviously you need to use the size of box to what you have in it, because you don't want to have loads of space that you have to fill up with other products to pack it out, because that just is a bad use of your materials. So this is paper tape, completely compostable, recyclable tape, and I just put a little piece across the top there, and then I will seal the top part of my box in just the same way. So I will just proceed to seal this one up, although I'm not actually mailing these things in here, but do your sides in just the same way as we did underneath. That piece wasn't terribly long, but that's okay. The top of your box will end up with more tape on it than the bottom. And I'll show you why in a minute here. Now, I'm not going to put a second piece of gummed tape there, because this is my recyclable paper here. That's an A4 sheet. I'm going to set that on there, and then I'm going to go right round the box with this to secure this on. If you want to, you could take a glue stick and you could glue this on to the box as well. That might be, you know, a good idea if you're concerned about that coming off. But as you see, this is putting a second layer. That piece I'm not even going to cut because I didn't put it on the edge far enough. This is putting a second layer of reinforcement. Okay, and you're finished. And that then is ready to label and mail, and it's very, very secure. I always put a little notice on here, don't cut this open with a knife because you might damage the insides, but that box, when you've opened it, it can be put onto the compost heap, it could be put into the fire, it could be recycled in your recycle bin. So the box that we just put together is using entirely this gummed tape, which is quite cheap. Here I've got 2 of these rolls from eBay for, how much did I pay? £9.85 for 2 rolls, which is a total of 400 meters. That makes this 2 pence per meter. Okay. Now I measured the tape that I put on this larger box, and it was a total of 4 meters. So that's 8 pence that cost me. And the box, I bought the box in a batch of 50 boxes from eBay, and if you buy 100 or 200 or 500, obviously the price is going to go down per box, but these worked out at 35 pence each. So 35 pence plus 8 pence is all that cost. So that's pretty good. Now that size there fits within the width and the length and the depth for the UK Royal Mail small box, small package rate of £2.95. It's a little bit bigger than a shoebox, and I find that will take most of my eBay, Etsy purchases. This size for the Royal Mail, I can get 2 kilograms of merchandise in, including the weight of the box, for £2.95. Beyond the UK, when this is going to Europe, to America, Australia, then I can have up to 90 centimeters, so that's 30 centimeters by 23 by 16. That's still well within it. This is a small box. Just want to show this here because this is, you know, you buy the box that fits your products. I'm not going to tape this up again, but you can see that when that's made up, it's well within the small packet rate. So that's boxes. And this box, by the way, is 25 pence to buy 50. You know, they're 25 pence each if you buy 50. And again, the tape is 3 meters of tape. You probably could do it with less, but I'm a bit sort of lavish with tape. So the cost of that box, 25 pence for the box and 6 pence for the tape. Just a word about this tape. This is self-adhesive paper tape. This is compostable. You can put this in your compost heap. It's not plastic. It's not going to sit in a landfill site. This is slightly more expensive. I'm getting, this is a 50 millimeter wide. That's 2 inches wide. And I get 50 meters on a roll, which is about 164 feet. And it's working out at around 8 pence a meter. So I use this on different types of packaging, which I'll show you in a minute. Here is a Jiffy Green bag. See, green here. So when you go to buy Jiffy bags on eBay or on you know, online sellers, you'll see they're quite cheap. If you're buying 100, they're very cheap. But what you're actually getting here is plastic bubble wrap, and those are very cheap and they're very, very light, which is great. But if we're trying to go, okay, that's only 16 grams, whereas this one is 66 grams, so there's a difference. If we're trying to get rid of the plastic here in our lives, then we're obviously not going to make this choice. But I want to just say about these 2 packages, apart from the fact that this is plastic and this has no plastic in it, is that this is a lot tougher in the postal service system. You're not going to get stuff you know, breaking through this one anywhere near as easily as it will in this one. So this has like a layer of recycled wadding stuff in here, which is, you know, you could throw that on your compost heap and it will disappear. Again, it has a paper seal here, and you just rip that off and down, and that's very, very solid. I use this for maybe mailing bobbins or pegs or any items that, you know, might need a little bit more padding. So that's that. I want to talk also about brown paper. There's brown paper and brown paper out there, and if you buy brown paper from the UK post offices, it's more like thinner wrapping paper, and I do use that and I buy it, but it's more expensive because I'm buying it in smaller quantities from the post office, and it's thinner. This is a thicker paper, therefore it's slightly heavier. I like this for some things and I don't like it for other things. I don't know if I can really show you this. Maybe if I just cut a piece off and I just show you something. I'm just going to wrap this up. Now, as you go around here, it can poke holes in quite easily. Can you see how that's just torn there? Now, I know I pulled it, but it's got a brittleness to it. Okay, so you just have to bear that in mind when you're packaging. And I'll show you how to do a package with this kind of paper that will be quite durable. Now, this was very, very good value for money. Here's one that isn't started yet, and it weighs a ton because there's loads of it on there. And I got 2 rolls of this for a total of £8.67, and that is a total of 40 meters. Works out at 21 pence per meter. So it's not that much cheaper than a cardboard box. It just depends on the item that you're sending. Right, now I'm going to show you how I make a tailor-made package for something that wouldn't fit into my green bags or my boxes. And I'm just showing you with 2 small pieces of paper for the sake of just explaining how it works. So I'm going to staple this. Now, before you go, oh no, the post office don't allow staples, and I know that's so. In the UK, at least, they don't have staples in packages. So we need to cover those up, okay? You want to staple in far enough so that you can open these out, okay? Now I'm doing this for the sake of strength. I don't want this to come apart in the post. And sometimes I'm putting wood and things in there, like somebody's using a strimmer outside. So we're going to hear strimmer on the tape. So my staple, can you see, is in there, and I'm going to seal that down with this self-adhesive paper tape. This is where this one becomes really, really useful. Okay? So you cannot see or feel those staples in there, either inside or outside. And it's really, really strong. My ends, I'm going to seal up with paper tape. So for my whole package here, I'm using very little tape. And it's a double wall, 2 pieces of the tape, of the paper. So that's one way of making your own green Jiffy bag, as it were. Now you say to me that that has no padding in it, and that is so. If you want extra padding in there, try putting a layer of paper towel in between the pieces of brown paper, and you'll have a ready-made padded envelope. The other product that I've just bought here is paper bags. These were £6.99 for 300, I think. I did write it down. Yeah, 300 bags. And they worked out at 2p each. These are 8.5 by 8.5. I use these for packaging fibre and locks. My locks will be coming in cello bags until my cello bags are gone, and then we'll be going over to these. So some of the locks that I sell in 2019 are going to come in paper and some of them won't, but the outer packaging will all be recyclable. Hope this helps.